Mike can get us live here.
Should be going live here. Delay.
All right, well,
1 second, still waiting.
Where do they put
just
it?
keep making unintelligible sounds. Is it?
This one's over on Chubb Hollow, if you know where that
Okay.
is. So, yeah.
Alright. Good morning, everybody. Let's call our meeting to order. It's 8:32, and we're meeting first the entity, the Finger Lakes Horizon EDC. We'll start with an introduction of our guests. We have Jim Moon here in the room, Howard Hanna. Thanks, Jim. And then Steve Meyer in the room, and Russ Genzel with Harris Beach. So thank you for being here. Do we need an executive session for this
We
entity?
do, yep, to discuss financials of a particular company.
Okay. I would ask for a motion to enter executive session.
So moved.
Thank you, Serene.
Second, Janice.
Seconded, Janice. All right.
good news is, I think the rest of the meeting should go pretty quick. Good.
Ask for a motion to exit executive session and re-enter open session.
So moved, Janice.
James?
Second, Steve.
Seconded, Steve. All right, we're back in open session. Our next item on the agenda is the review and approval of our minutes from our March 20th meeting, and those were included in the packet. I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion, Jesse.
Jesse?
Second, Janice.
Any questions or corrections for the minutes? Any other comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's carried. I don't think we have any changes in the agenda. Do we have, Doreen, do you have a finance report for us for this
I have
entity?
one check today, number 375 for $120,000.
And that's for,
It's for loan to Plum Point.
okay, that's for
Lodge.
the previous loan.
Closing in the next week or so.
Okay, nice. Okay, just that one check then?
Yep.
All right, I'd ask for a motion to accept the finance report and approve paying that specific check.
So moved, Serene.
Thank you, Serene.
Second, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. So on our action items for today, we have a pending loan request for the FLX Penyan Plaza LLC.
Yep, so the loan review committee has reviewed and recommended approval for a loan to FLX Penyan Plaza LLC. The approval does have contingencies that some final additional information is received and reviewed by the loan review committee. So any approval, if there's an approval today, it would be with the contingency that that's received and reviewed by the loan review committee. Our loan would be $200,000 for renovations to the former Lake Street Plaza, still Lake Street Plaza. Total project cost is $2,239,000. Again, our $200,000 loan would be for ongoing renovations. One full-time equivalent job is to be created over the next 3 years for a property manager. And collateral on the loan would be a mortgage on the property in second position, UCC filing on all assets, and personal guarantees from all 5 members of the LLC, which is Stephen Carlson, Matt Huffnagel, Matt Houchel, Brett McMichael, and Chris Carlson.
Okay. Start with a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, Steve, is there a second?
I'll second, Jesse.
All right.
Do we have to put in pending the?
It will be in the minutes, so yeah,
Okay.
it'd be pending final approval from loan review committee.
Perfect.
And we'll get an update on that next month. Okay.
Any further discussion or questions for Mike on this? I'll say publicly, I'm gonna abstain from the vote as they have a lending relationship with Alliance National Bank, and although I'm not the loan officer on the account, it is my department, so I'm gonna abstain from the vote. Any other comments or questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? I abstain. Okay, that's carried. I think that concludes our items for today for this entity, so I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion,
Jesse,
Jesse.
and a second in Serene, and we are adjourned. So we'll move ahead here in our packets if we can find our agenda for and we'll call to order the meeting for the Finger Lakes Economic Development Center here at 9 o'clock. And we have our same faithful guests in the room. Thank you for remaining with us.
Okay.
I do not believe we have an executive session for this, so we'll move right on then to the approval of our minutes, and this entity met on April 17th, and those minutes are in the green paper in the packet. I'd ask for a motion to approve.
So moved. Janice.
Janice. Is there a second?
Second.
Steve. Any comments, questions, or corrections for the minutes before we vote? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, carried. For changes in the agenda, we are gonna scratch item number 1 on the action items, so that potential lease will be a holdover to another time. I don't think there are any other changes beyond that one. So we'll move on to item 5, which is the finance report. So what do you have for us, Doreen?
I have check number 6531 to 6565 and E173 to E178. That total $101,702.65. I think it was almost 55,000 of that's the Finger Lakes Railroad pilots that we take in and then distribute to the municipalities. And then I have check number 102 from the RBAG for 100,000 for the Giving Tree Side reloan that's finally going to close.
For, as a follow-up, could you email us the detail, the check detail? I did not see that. Did that come through?
I thought I emailed that. Did not email that? It's in your board packet.
No, it isn't the board. I didn't see it ahead of time, but if maybe
I
my
thought I
email
emailed
filtered.
it out, but I might not. It's on a white piece of paper before the blue. I might have missed that. I thought I did it.
I thought it was there.
Okay. I know you normally do it like the night or two
Yeah.
before, and I
Okay.
just made a note coming in to ask
I'll
for it.
check
so
that it
if-
went out, cause I thought I had sent that, but maybe I did not. Didn't see it? Okay. Well, I thought I did not.
Well, it's all right. It's all here, so we can all look at it. We're good. We're good.
They all blend together for me.
It does all blend together.
Okay. Do we have anything else to report on that?
I don't have anything.
I
Do you
would-
have?
Just
anything?
as, Harris Beach, Steve and Russ were able to get some of our projects through to closing, so we did receive, some project fee participation, which helped
Yeah.
the revenue side, our income side.
Yeah, that's a good number.
And there should be another one that closed, which will appear in next month's financials, so that's, they are, for whatever reason, they always take a little bit of, wrangling to get to the actual closing table, so I appreciate the efforts there.
Steve, how many projects does this fee represent that you collected?
That's one.
That's just one?
Mhm.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize it was that. Alright. Well done.
Yeah, no, April certainly was a good month, and with May, that put us in good shape heading
Yeah.
into the second half of the year, for sure. It's a job well done. Any other comments or questions on the finance report? All right. Then, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's carried. How about the management reports? Do you guys have some updates for us? Or highlights to share?
I have no updates.
I'll just update, now that the state budget was passed, this week, the CFA, or Consolidated Funding Application, was just reopened up. Basically, the state's one-stop shop for businesses to see what grant opportunities are there through the different agencies across the state. I had my monthly meeting in Dundee yesterday. Still talking with all the businesses down there, and we are gonna put on a informational meeting for a potential Main Street target area grant the week after Memorial Day. It's the shoot for the 29th right now to invite the businesses there, explain the program, and basically see which businesses are interested and able to partake and present for an application for a Main Street grant in Dundee. So that would utilize, it could be multiple buildings, mixed, excuse me, mixed use. So first floor commercial, upper floor apartments, facade, improving the storefronts for the buildings there and creating some additional housing. there's just off of conversation we had yesterday without the businesses present, just some of the local members. There were about 6 to 8 businesses offhand that they thought would be interested, and most of them hopefully able to partake. There is a matching requirement, a part of the grant, so they have to make the investment, and it's all reimbursement, so it can be a little bit challenging and a little intimidating at front for some of the businesses that haven't been through this before. But we're gonna go through our programs as well, so the loan funds to help with bridge loans for some of that upfront financing. If the project warrants enough for a straight lease back, we can provide that for them as well, so. The presentation of all that to the businesses down there in Dundee.
That's awesome. Who writes the grants? Do you do that in here?
We have, and we can. There's some individuals down there that have grant writing background that is on the local revitalization committee right now,
Okay.
that are willing to help as well.
Good.
And then there are some grant writers in the area. Found that it's sometimes best to do it yourself, and then the grant writers know how to answer the questions, and there's certain language and things that the
Buzzwords.
that the state's looking for, but no one can tell the story like the business owner or we can. So
Good.
it's a combination of all of it.
Good.
This will be one of those examples where, in order to get that grant, because even though we write it, it goes through the municipality. And this is where the Village of Dundee will have to have that pro-housing formal
They're submitted.
approval. Good,
Yep.
awesome. So, but just as this is Governor Hochul's attempt to push the housing developments in throughout the state, any housing, doesn't have to be low income. But if you want access, and that was reiterated at the regional summit there, the annual summit of the co-chairs, you want municipality funding, you gotta have the pro-housing designation.
Yeah, they have all the paperwork submitted down there. It's village.
Super.
They're just waiting to hear back on what's missing.
As long as it's submitted, you're good.
Yep.
That's great. Thank you, Mike. Steve?
Two quick updates. I subscribe to a database called Site Hunt. I think we're one of the first customers for it. It's we aren't there yet. It will assimilate into our website, but it's a property management database, so we've always struggled getting current listings of what's available commercially on keeping it up to date on our website, but we don't because we can't keep up with it. So this is one that we will, as I get sure of how to utilize it, we'll send a note out to the local realtors to send us the such on it, and even if we see something online, we can take a picture of it and just put the picture into the database, and they use AI to grab all the pertinent information and fill it out. So it was pretty expensive to do, which is why we did. I think it was $300 for the year. Yeah, so yep, let's go. So I'm playing around with it now, just trying to get Horizon into it, and it can easily pull off of what's already on there. So the easy ones for us to do would be to go to Howard Hanna sites or whomever's site, and just drop all that information in, and just give another place for those buildings to be marketed. So that's the one update, and then the only other one I think you probably all seen, talked about it a little bit before, but Governor Hochul did announce the additional $1.5 million for the field house, community center field house, which continues to go along with what we originally told the county legislature, that your first in will help us by easily go get additional funding. Now, of course, the community center has to be ready to answer, well then, this means the pool will get built, right? Because you have even more money now. So, the response to that is, well, no, not yet, but there is another grant through Hochul that she wants grants for pools. It was asked if the community center is going to be applying for that. There is a lot of stuff happening at the community center now to try to get this all to go. But they are aware that this might be a one-time chance to go get money for a pool.
Yeah.
It's an 80% grant, so, I think they are making the efforts to try to make a go of it. The challenge though is to where it has to go, it now changes the existing building setup that we had out for bids and or that we were ready, so we know what the cost is for the current community center field house now. All of a sudden now, based on where the pool would likely go and connections, that changes where parking is and the needed infrastructure and such, so you have to take another step back before you can be ready for it. So it's a good thing, but we keep balancing the where's the progress, and like, well, there's a pretty big change that just came at us here. So, but things are moving pretty quick now. I think there's a whole lot of momentum there.
That's fantastic news.
Legislature was starting to get a little antsy.
Yep.
I guess we'll call it that.
Yep.
It's good.
So-
Thank you for your support.
They're antsy because it's not moving fast enough?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just gave them money and they were supposed to have things done way already, yeah. A while ago.
Any update on Taylor Builders?
Yeah, had a meeting with them Monday. They are now submitting or putting together basically the infrastructure, that's the right word, not capacity, draw, what their build out will look like from a water, sewer, electric demand. So up until now, they hadn't done that. We had a previous one, but not based off what they're trying to do. So they are now putting that together, based not only just off of what they initially showed, which was, I'm calling phase one, which was the old 14A side. But if you recall in the middle, they left 30 acres sort of open right in the middle of the farm. So we gotta figure out what that's going to be too, even if it's a guess right now, a guess heavy.
Sure.
And we can relate back, cause I've had some discussions, at least with the village on an infrastructure need, if it goes that way. And, they said, they felt confident phase one, but they need to know what that vacant 30 acres is gonna look like. So Taylor's putting that together, and they asked for a meeting. We're gonna try to get a meeting scheduled in the next 2 weeks. They said they'd have it ready by then, and we can sit down and see where that goes. I do have a draft annexation proposal in that I can submit. I just have to have an additional discussion, don't need to. I think I need to have another discussion or two with Town of Milo, just to let them know it's coming.
Yeah, it's real.
Yep.
Good, thank you.
Okay, good. Any questions for the team? Any hard questions? Steve made a joke about me when we got here, so. It's tough questions.
Sparkly.
All right, so, thank you. We'll move on to the action items. So.
Yeah.
That's
Blushing.
That happens. Accents the blue shirt.
On TV, right?
So if it's all right with you guys, items 2, 3, and 4 are 3 different lease renewals, and we could take a vote as a slate of them. And then if there's any dissension, we can pull them apart and do them one at a time. But I would ask for a motion to approve items 2, 3, and 4, the 3 lease renewals.
I'll make that motion. Oh, sorry. I'll make the motion. Jesse.
Thank you. Second, it's right. All right, so Doreen had spelled out in the management report there the lease rates for the 3 tenants. It's Independent at Home, Bill Winston, and KG Graphics are the 3 tenants staying in their existing spaces and just renewing terms. They are all 1-year renewals. Does anybody have any questions on those? Okay. Hearing none, I'd ask for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's carried. So then our last action item here is item 5, which is the Skinny Atlas roof bids.
The bids
Skinny
were
Alice
sent
building.
to 7 contractors, we received 3 bids. So I have a bid from Spring Sheet Metal and Roofing, and it's $97,880. If they have to replace any of the wood decking that's underneath the roof that they take off, if any of it's rotted, that's $7.50 a square foot additional. Bid from Elmer Davis Roofing, they're also out of Rochester, $152,000, $740, and their decking replacement was $10 a square foot.
And it's not in the 150, right?
Correct, because they don't know, they might not have to replace any of it, they might have to do all of it.
Are these the same materials for the
Yes,
roof? They're
yes.
both metal, not metal?
So, the Skinny Atlas building is rubber, and then the 4 little roofs behind here are, 2 of them need trusses, and then they'll all be metal.
Okay.
Cause you notice when you come in the back door, the moss on the shingles there, that one's gonna get done as well. And then, D.E. Miller Company out of Seneca Falls just has a total of $129,460. We have used Denny Miller in the past and haven't had any problems, and Spring Sheet Metal did the Seneca building roof, and we didn't have any issues with them, but I would recommend going obviously with the low bid.
So that is one we've used before
Yes.
Yes,
and had good experiences with.
had good experience, yep.
Could I see the little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can look at all of them. I'm wondering, the high bid has something that they put on for ice and all that we didn't ask for, that the other bids don't have, which makes me wonder why.
You're or just for ice, or is it ice and water? Do you
Ice
know?
and water,
Ice and water. You're
something, yeah.
supposed to put ice and water at least 2 feet from the bottom edge of the roof.
Some coating or something
so-
is said.
Yeah. That's the thing, is sometimes on roofs, not everyone's bidding the same thing, especially, you know, if somebody's gonna put in 1/2-inch plywood compared to somebody putting in 5/8, you know, the price is gonna go way up, so
Yeah.
you usually pay what you get for on stuff like this.
And there is some asbestos abatement involved in all that, so,
And these firms can handle that
yes,
themselves?
yes. Or they, yeah.
They sub it out.
I don't, they're supposed to let me know if they were gonna hire any subcontractors, and I didn't have that,
Do we know if there's asbestos?
yes.
Has there been a survey done? or-
We had a study,
Okay. And that was provided to the contractors?
Yes.
Okay, great.
When was the one from Spring Ledge? Oh, it's a dairy farm. What's the name of it?
Spring sheet metal.
Spring Sheet.
Sheet metal.
And
yeah.
the gentleman
Spring Ledge is a
that, the
farm.
gentleman that owns that company, even though they're located in Rochester, does live in the town of Jerusalem, that Jim Erb.
Okay.
Wyatt's distant cousin.
He's doing the Catholic Church.
Who is?
Spring
Spring.
Sheet.
Are they?
Spring Sheet, oh,
We don't have to wait for me, sorry, if you guys
No,
want to
that's
know.
all right.
I can't really go over it that quick, I'm just trying to make sure they're both
Sure.
kinda trying to do the same thing here.
Hey.
It does look like, I mean, Elmer Davis is doing a little more, if I'm looking at the bid, but I don't see $30,000 worth of money more, personally looking at it, but just quick, looks like these guys are definitely trying to do a little more, so. And then D.E. Miller doesn't really give us
yeah, he
a
doesn't.
lot,
Nope.
so it's hard to say what you're getting with them, so. Yeah. If you guys want my professional opinion, I'd say low bid probably wins, so, without knowing what the D.E. Miller's giving, it's tough to say,
Yeah.
so.
I don't know, I hate to put pork on their table, but normally what we do when we get bids is we bring the low bidder in and qualify their bid by asking them specific questions to
Yeah.
make sure it's included or not included, so we don't get hit with a huge change order. I'd recommend it to work on Jesse, but Jesse meet with Spring Sheet Metal and go through it with your concerns and, just
Oh,
feel
man.
comfortable
Yeah.
with them before we approve.
I mean, if you're gonna have them in and do a meeting, I can definitely join you and just
Okay.
see what their plan is, you know, just.
But if my schedule permits, I could join too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's great.
It is a lot of money, so
Spring
it'd be
sheet.
nice to do
Yeah,
it.
you get a
right,
spring
$50,000
sheet based off of,
I make a
Those-
motion to go with what Jesse recommends.
Yeah, I think what it sounds like is we would make a motion to move in that direction,
Yeah.
and then if we learn anything that gives us reservation in doing that, we can change directions with that at this point. So award the bid, subject to the successful follow-up conversation.
Okay.
got it.
So, I gotta say it more clearly, we'll ask for a motion then to award the bid to the low bidder and firm that we've used before and had good experiences with, Spring Sheet Metal, subject to a successful follow-up conversation.
Scope it.
And scope and sequence.
Successful
Yeah.
scoping of their bid
Yeah,
by the
okay,
board members.
I'll make that motion, Jesse.
okay, thanks Jesse. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Any further discussion, comments, questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's carried. And that concludes our agenda. Our next meeting is the June 19th, third Wednesday of the month at 8:30. If you know ahead of time of an issue or potentially missing the meeting, please give us as much notice as possible so we can plan accordingly.
I have a potential conflict.
I will just throw that is a holiday, June 19th, Juneteenth,
Oh, okay,
so
right.
just
Yeah.
for some, not for everybody.
Yeah, let's, maybe we'll circulate an email shortly to see what people's
Okay.
availability are that day, and then if we need to, we could maybe move it a day before or after to make sure we accommodate people's schedules. So look for an email here in the next few days.
I was gonna say, I didn't think I could make that meeting. This would be one that unfortunately I have training that I have to
Okay.
go to that day, so.
Yeah.
And I'm
Um,
pretty sure I'm out too,
Yeah,
for
so
that
if we
day.
could do maybe a different day, that might be
Yeah,
better.
we'll circulate an email to that end and then see where we can line it up. It's great to have as many people here as we can. So with that, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thanks,
Second.
Serene, and Janice, second. Thank you, everybody.